Zenkai Change. Hello, this is Soundout here, and welcome back to another Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger review. Today we're taking a look at the deluxe Geartlinger and Zenkai Buckle set. Now this is a set with the Geartlinger and the Zenkai Buckle, which means it includes all 5 of the main Sentai gears. We're also looking at this in portrait mode because, you know, it's kind of that style box, but I just wanted to show off. This is a special set. You can get these items individually. You can get, you know, just the Geartlinger and then just the Zenkai Buckle on their own. But I decided, well, I want the main 5, so I'm just going to get it all at once. And as you can see, nice team shot from the top. Pretty nice box overall, but it's just a box. Let's look at what's inside. So here's everything included in the set. Like I said, this is a combo set of the Geartlinger and the Zenkai Buckle, which means if you get just the Geartlinger, you get Zenkaiser and Juron, and if you want the others, you have to get the Buckle. And that's kind of standard Sentai stuff. I remember Gokaiger did that, where you had to buy the weapons and the buckle to get all the main 5 Ranger keys, so it's appropriate. 10 years later, we're doing the same thing. Now, that being said, one of these things is way more exciting than the other, so let's look at the buckle first. So with the buckle, of course, the main attraction is going to be these gears, which we will take a deeper look at in a minute. But let's look at the buckle itself. Very simple design. It's got a V. You can see me. Hi. How's it going? And yeah, it's pretty much just a box with a belt strap area. Now, if you want to run your own belt through this, if you want an adult-sized belt, that's cool. If you are a child, you can probably just wear this with the included belt straps. I am not a child, and therefore would have to use something different for this, but likely not, because this just really is a nice carrying case. For example, if you just crack this open, hey look, you got slots, and you can just drop in Gown, Vroon, Majin, and if you have the Geartlinger, you can drop in Zenkaiser and Juron, and then you have room for one more. So it's kind of a neat little set. I think whatever the 6 Ranger will be will probably fit in that too, and then you have this nice little carrying case for all the gears. Well, at least all the main gears. I'm not planning to buy more gears, but it's pretty handy and convenient if that is what you're collecting. So here's the Geartlinger. Like I said, it comes with Zenkaiser and Juron, but we're going to put these off to the side and look at the changer itself first. Now, this is not the first gun changer we've had for Super Sentai, but it is pretty unique, especially with its Gatling feature. I also do appreciate that we have Geartlinger written in English so that we don't have to argue about how it's spelled. At least I don't think so. I haven't been on Twitter lately. I don't know. Anyways, this thing takes 2 AAA batteries, which is nice because normally I expect sort of 3, but 2 in here. You just push this button down with a pen. The cover slides off. You put 2 AAAs in. You close it up. Pretty nice and convenient. Handle size is fairly good. I don't have monstrous hands, but I have a little bit larger than average. My hands are bigger than my parents. So, you know, having a good handle grip like that is appreciated. Though the front one, of course, is a little bit smaller. I do like how it does freestand. It freestands pretty good, which is nice, because with the gun changers, there's a couple that like to tip over really easily. This one freestands. If you want it to stand even better, you can fold these down, much like Zenkaiser does in Zenkaio's cockpit. You can put that down, and then this thing is really not going anywhere, which is pretty nice. Also, there's these really cool bullet details just all throughout there. Unnecessary, but totally awesome, and I love it. So yeah, let's, look at the back. Backside, of course, a lot more plain. There's the speaker, nicely sculpted into the detail there. And then, of course, we got, kind of two-tone, bird look. Very, very interesting. The actual symbol here on the gear crank is the same as the back of the Sentai gears, which is pretty cool. And you can just roll this around and it rolls the barrel up front. So you got that going on. And the barrel spins, which is pretty cool. And I like the silver paint out the front. No projectiles or anything, which we pretty much don't expect from Bandai these days anyways, but you got all that. So, what can you do on its own? Well, let's flip it on. I love the very 70s sound effects. It's an anniversary show, and they're enjoying it. If you spin this without a gear, you don't get any sounds. You can pull the trigger. And that's pretty much it. So unless you use a gear, that's that. These are where the gears go. If you pull up here, You actually get an unlock sound, which is pretty cool, and a closing sound. But yeah, if you don't have any gears, or for some reason you got this thing loose, you know, after the show, that's pretty much all you could do. This thing's pretty much, there's essentially no features besides using the gears. Now, before we get to that, I think some size comparisons are in order because, hey, it is a gun changer, and it's not the first one. So let's compare a couple things. First up, here's the Geartlinger next to last year's Kikai changer. This is, you know, kind of the interesting part is sometimes we get a very basic one like the Kikai changer, and then suddenly we get a really fancy one like the Geartlinger. It kind of seems how it goes, but they both have chrome parts on them, which is pretty nice. The last gun changer we got was the Mosa changer from, or the Mosa breaker, whichever. The Mosa changer from Ryu Soldier. And as you can see, it's around the same size as the Geartlinger. What's interesting is this one's kind of oriented paint-wise, especially if you have these parts flipped up. This one's oriented sort of to be viewed from this side, while the Geartlinger is the opposite, which I think is kind of funny. But yeah, these are about the same size. We'll put that there and put this here. You can sort of see it's roughly, and I do mean roughly, about the same. Handle size is also about the same, which is pretty cool. So there is that. Also, the last main changer to be a gun was the VS changer from Lupin Ranger versus Pato Ranger. And again, the handle's much bigger in the Geartlinger than the... It's not much bigger, it's a little bit bigger, but it's enough to make the VS changer feel smaller. But they are... I think the Geartlinger is a little bit shorter. This is really hard to compare. But essentially, yeah, Geartlinger is kind of backwards of all these others. But you can kind of see Geartlinger is a little shorter. Let's see if I can line it up like that. They are, yeah, the VS changer, a little bit longer, but roughly the same size. And lastly, the first and I think best of the gun changers, of the main gun changers, the Gabu Revolver. This thing is like the closest to a 1-to-1 scale Sentai weapon I think we've gotten at retail. I love this thing, but it is, yeah, it is significantly bigger than the Geartlinger. Not only in handle size, but you can see overall length. It is just, it's massive. Geartlinger does not feel as big as the Gabu Revolver. But yeah, that's a basic rundown of Sentai Changer comparisons. Alright, so first up, we're going to look at the Zenkaiser's Sentai gear. Now, the Zenkaiser gear is very special because it is all rainbow sparkly. Like, it has got all the colors. So it's not just a standard silver, but it has all these rainbow glittery colors in them. The Sentai Red gears, which are typically used as just one-off attacks in the show, they have a gold, but this is a nice, sparkly, multicolored silver. You also see the 45 because he represents the 45th Sentai. And on the back, you can see the gold. This is the standard gold that's on pretty much all the other gears. But this is just so cool. I love how sparkly, shiny it is. It could have just been standard white or standard silver, but they went sparkly instead, which is appropriate with his multicolors here. So let's get Zenkaiser's gear loaded into the Geartlinger. So basically, you just need to line these up. Make sure you get that between there. Close it down. And crank the Gatling. And then pull the trigger. So there you go, got Zenkaiser. Now what's cool is once you have the actual transformation done, you pull the trigger, you get the firing sound, but you hold the trigger, and then you crank on the gear. You get all kinds of Gatling firing sounds, which is awesome. Now, if you want to do a final attack, which is pretty much what you do in Sentai, just run the gear through again. So yeah, that's how you get the attack sounds. Now what's interesting to note is that you do have to crank this until it gives you a confirmation sound. So if you start cranking it, it'll just start blinking and playing the standby. And then it'll eventually turn over. But if you keep going, it will stop you at some point. And you get the idea. Now, of course, just like in the series, you can flip the gears over for different sounds. So if you flip Zenkaiser over in order to activate the mecha combination and close it up, then you get Zenkai Gatai to make Zenkai-O with whichever two Kikai nodes are combining this week. And then if you crank it again, so pretty cool. Essentially, you get, multitude of different sounds with each of the main gears, which I really appreciate, plus the different standby noises. And overall, pretty neat. Now, of course, Zenkaiser here isn't the only one with a Sentai gear in this set, so let's move on to the Kikanoids. So next up is Zenkai Juran. Now, Juran here is got a nice shiny red gear. It's pretty shiny red, and I do like that, and sometimes I drop it when I'm showing it on camera. Juran here, looking really nice. 16 represent Zyuranger, which is the series he's based on. And of course, we got the gear logo on the back. So, let's take a look at take a listen to his sounds. So, pretty cool. And then, naturally, we're going to do the final attack. Pretty cool. And then we're going to flip the gear over to do his transformation sound for his mecha form. And the final attack. And there you go. That is Juran's Sentai gear. Next up, Zenkai Gaon. Now, Gaon's gear is a gold, even though he's kind of yellow. It's a bit different than the standard Sentai gears from what I've seen, but it is a shiny gold. 825 because he is based on Geartlinger. And again, the same symbol on the back. So let's get to it. And the final attack. And we'll flip it over for his mecha form. And the final attack. There you go. That's Gown. Next up, Zenkai Majin. Now, Majin is the pink member of the team, so she gets the pink chrome. Looking pretty cool there, actually. I like that. 29 to represent Magi Ranger, which is the series she's based on, as well as the symbol on the back. So let's take a look. And the final attack. And we'll flip it over to do the final, or the transformation for the mecha form. And the final attack. That's Majin. And lastly, we have Zenkai Vroon. Now, Vroon here has the nice shiny blue gear, which I think looks amazing, and the number 30 because he is based on Bokenger. And of course, let's use it in the Geartlinger. And the final attack. Pretty cool. And of course, let's flip it over to do his mecha form. And lastly, the final attack. And there you go. That is all the gears the set includes. So there's this thing people have been noticing online is if you rotate the barrel backwards from where it's supposed to go, you can get a different gears sound. So as you can see, that's Vroon's gear making the Commoner's Saber sound, which we don't even know if that's getting a gear, so that's kind of neat. And I think it works for the final attacks, too. So you got that idea. Anyways, from what I've known and what I've tried, Zenkaiser does not change when you do his backwards, but all the others do. So I'm going to leave those secrets to those that have this. And of course, be careful, don't crank on that thing too hard. It might actually break something. But if you are wanting to get different, crazy new sounds, that's the way to get them. So overall, I think the Geartlinger's fun. And that's really, at the end of the day, it's fun and I enjoy it. Like a lot of Sentai changers, even if they don't do a whole lot, they're still fun. This one does a little bit more than most. I mean, it does more than the Kirame changer. And the Kirame changer, though, like really has this fun spinning gimmick where it just spins. This has kind of that same energy with the spinning of the Gatling mode. And I gotta say that I enjoy it. That being said, am I gonna go out and get 44 other Sentai's gears? Probably not. Well, 45 others. The thing is that, yeah, this line's going to be a little bit deep. There's already red versions of gears that make the same sounds, and there's, you know, some others that are hidden in there, like the Kamen Rider Saber thing. That might be one I'd want to get. But, yeah, there's a lot of gears for this line, and I think you just got to decide, you know, do I really want all those, or am I good with the base set? So that's something I think you can decide pretty much when you get it. For me, I got this set with the buckle. I got the main 5. I'm pretty happy. I really don't need anything else until there's a power-up or a 6-ranger or whatnot, because I typically just get mainline Sentai items anyways, and the other Sentai gears, while they do have that cool collectible feel of being, you know, coin-shaped and having the Sentai reds on them, for me, I'm pretty good. I have a lot of Sentai stuff. I did buy a lot of Ranger keys. I feel like I'm pretty much covered on a lot of them, and so because of that, I don't really feel like diving deep into the line to get every single gear. That being said, this is one of the most fun Sentai changers I've had in a while. I just really enjoy playing with it because it just has that nice tactile feel of the Gatling part, and having 5 gears to switch between gives me plenty of sounds to work with. So like I said, it all depends on your personal interests and taste, but I hope this video helped you make a decision in whether or not you want to track this thing down. Personally speaking, I got mine from Amazon Japan. They do ship global. I spent around $80 for the set shipped with DHL, which wasn't too bad considering the times. And yeah, I pretty much enjoy it. Like I said, if you do just get the Geartlinger on its own, it's only going to come with 2 of the 5. And if you get the buckle, then it gets the other 3. So some may want to split it up, but for me, I was like, hey, it's all in one bundle, just get it all at once, and I'm pretty much all good with this thing. So yeah, I enjoy it. I recommend it. It is a fun changer, even if it is a bit goofy. And yeah, honestly pretty fun. So yeah, that does it for the video. I really don't have anything else to say. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell for future uploads. I am getting the mini plaws for Zenkaiger, and I will probably end up reviewing those, as well as other things in the near future. I keep saying I'm going to make a Sonic the Hedgehog video, and then I haven't. So maybe I should do that next. We'll see what happens. And yeah, stay tuned for future things on the channel. Also be sure to follow my awesome graphic designer on Twitter, DarkClass643. Check out the Ninja Talks live every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern on the Visible Ninja YouTube channel and the Hero Club for Life Twitch channel. And check out Hero Club at hero-club.com for all your tokusatsu news, interviews, and more. Until next time, this is Soundout saying goodbye. Just open it up, place the gear, and I knock the camera and ruin the whole take. Woo!